Welcome back to the HP Two Man Game Podcast. I'm Matty Thompson. Of course, I'm with Coach John Crawley. We got a fun episode. Finally, can talk about a win. It was a long stretch, but yes. We got a win over UMass. We'll talk about that. We can talk about our next opponent in Delaware, and we got two fun guests: Luke Dermon and Robby Lang, two senior defensemen on High Point this year. Should be a great episode. So let's talk about the win against UMass. Some key players. We got an award season with the Oscars, but Carson Robbins, 4 goals, Offensive Player of the Week, and then Luca Accardo, who was 22 of 25 for the face-off, 16 ground balls, 1 goal, 1 assist. Somehow that earned him Defensive Player of the Week, but well, we're still growing. We swept the floor, but yeah, talk about the UMass game. It was obviously a positive.
Yeah, no doubt. You don't have to dance around like awkward questions after we lose. You can actually talk about something positive.
Journalist.
No, it was a good day. It was good to be back out on our field. You know, we after a tough stretch and having 10 days off, I felt like we were able to kind of reset, get our priorities organized, and get back to work. And I thought that helped us going into our first conference game. And you know, UMass is a tough group. It's exactly what we spoke about last week. They're going to be a tough opponent. They'll be tough off the ground, and they proved to be. But I thought our guys just played with a ton of passion, and I think that was something that we were lacking a little bit. I felt that in that stretch, things got a little tough, and I didn't feel like we met that with a smile.
Yeah.
And I think our players felt that too, and you know, we wanted to, get back to the basics and remind ourselves that we get to play a kid's game, and there's obviously a lot on the line with it. We love it so much, and we want to be really successful. But you also have to have fun while you're doing it. And I thought that our guys, throughout the week of practice last week, I felt that. I felt practice be more competitive because they were having fun. And so that was a really good step in the right direction, I thought. And I thought that, you felt it on the game field. I felt like our sidelines energy, our energy on the field, I thought was really high. And I think that we need to find a way to make that a habit. As opposed to just really clawing it out of ourselves. So I was definitely really proud. It's certainly a team win, but there's no doubt. You bring up some of those performances. Luca was unbelievable. He certainly makes it easy for our offense to get into a flow. I didn't feel like we got a great flow in the first quarter, and then in the second quarter, he scores a huge goal to kind of break the tension a little bit, and then starts earning possession after possession. And I felt like that, seeing the ball a little bit more on the offensive side, I felt like it allowed our guys to kind of settle in. I didn't feel like we were very organized in the first quarter, and then after a couple possessions, I felt like we settled in, we relaxed, we dodged hard, we moved off the ball, and found a couple of good opportunities. And Carson ended up being on the receiving end of them, but I felt like we had good games from a lot of our midfielders.
Sure.
Ryan Hines, Ian Cann played really well in creating advantages off the dodge. I thought Justin Wickstead played really well. I think in general, offensively, they played. We took a step in the right direction.
Yeah.
But the person who's not on there, who I think could potentially be, is Zach Overend, who had a really good game. And I think that Ove's game was a product of the shots that our defense was giving him. I thought our defensive game plan was a good one. Coach Reddy and Coach Posey worked really hard with that group to make sure that they're prepared, and I felt like we found a good mix of what we want to get in. So they gave Ove shots that he could save, that he could see, and I felt that proved to be a huge piece of the game as well. So. I still think that there's more out there. I left the game and just rewatching. There's still more for us to continue to develop at. I think in the middle of the field. I think on offense. I think in the box on defense. I think there are still things that we need to keep chipping away on. But it was certainly nice for us as coaches to see our guys with a smile on their face after a win at home and getting greeted by their family and all that kind of stuff. The challenge now is we've got to just get better, and it can't be like that game was the end all be all of our season, and we have to understand that we're about to play a really high level opponent in Delaware, and we have to make sure that we're staying consistent with our effort, consistent consistent with our competitiveness and our passion throughout the week of practice. So that way when we do get to game day, it becomes a habit.
Yeah, and as much as I kind of want to talk about the win all day, it was nice, but kind of keep that momentum going. You mentioned Delaware.
Yep.
Kind of talk about what you expect. We played them last year. We lost 6-11, but now this is the first time this is going to be a conference game.
Sure.
With their inaugural season in the A10. So, what should the fans be looking out for?
Yeah, Delaware, frankly, when I watch them play, like they honestly look a lot like us. I think that they've played some really high-level competition in their out-of-conference schedule, and they scrap. They play really hard. Offensively, I think they're hard to cover. They move around a lot. Defensively, they're very multiple in what they do. They're physical. They're confrontational. And they're good in the middle of the field. So, I think that in a lot of ways, they've played a tough out-of-conference schedule by choice to make sure that they're prepared for conference. And, they haven't had as much success as they would like, the same way that we were, and we are right now. I think that it's two teams in very similar spots, to be honest with you. And, I know I have a ton of respect for their coaching staff. Coach DeLuca has done an unbelievable job there. Coach Wilkes and all of them have done a really nice job preparing their guys and developing their guys as seasons go on. We certainly watched that, at points last year for them. And so, what we can expect is a dogfight, and we have to understand that. I think that, we think back to last year and we played them up there and lose 11-6, and I do not think we played our best game. We created some good shot opportunities. I thought their goalie got really hot in that game, but we made some really controllable mistakes, and that's in the middle of the field. That's in valuing the ball. A couple penalties that we can absolutely control, and I think that we need to go in there playing a disciplined version of the game. But we still have to make sure that we're having fun and competing. So, what we're expecting is a dogfight. They're a competitive group. They're tough. They're led by a really, really, really solid coaching staff, and I know that they're going to be prepared. So I think it's two teams that are in very similar spots. In a lot of ways, still trying to figure out exactly the right recipe. I'm expecting a really competitive one.
Yeah, especially with big implications for the conference tournament.
Sure.
With they just was now the 17th added.
Yep.
Only 4 spots in the tournament, so all the games are important, but this is definitely an important one to kind of shorten up.
Yeah, they all are. They all are in conference, and you can't get too, you never know what happens throughout these next 6 weeks. You can't get too crazy about thinking about that stuff. It's just, we got to handle it the same way that we handle every week.
Yeah.
We got to make tweaks. We got to make changes. We got to get better. We got to just worry about, winning today's lift and winning today's practice and making sure that those are the best that they could possibly be.
Yeah.
So that way there's not ups and downs throughout a season that we're just pouring everything into one game, right? Like this game is the most important one of the year. And the reason for that is because it's the one that's this week. And that has to be our mindset all the way throughout.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, you can catch the Panthers on Saturday at 1 p.m. At Delaware. Some are calling it the Peter St. Jem Bowl or the Vince Garman Bowl. 2 alums who play Delaware and High Point.
Got it.
Yeah. A lot of context clues. But let's welcome Luke Dermon and Robby Lang. So next time you see us, we'll have Luke Dermon and Robby Lang. Welcome back, everyone. We are with Robby Lang and Luke Dermon. A little background for them. Dermon is from Walnut Creek, California.
Yes.
Robby is from Rocky River, Ohio.
Yep.
2 really cool names, and River and Creek. Dermon is a captain and a starting short stick D-midi here. Robby is a starting close defenseman. Welcome to the podcast, you guys.
Thank you.
I don't know why I threw that away. Kind of need that. So, kind of just let's dive in. Talk about how, what the recruiting process was like for you guys. Why'd you choose High Point, basically? We can start with you.
Yeah, as soon as you get on campus, you know this is a special place, and just talking to the coaching staff here and understanding that you're gonna work hard here, and you're gonna have to earn your spot. Really like influenced me to get here because I've always been taught like you gotta work for what you get, and it seemed like this was a perfect place to do it.
Nice. What about you, Robby?
For me, I think I was kind of in a weird spot before coming on my visit here. Like I was pretty late in this summer of my junior year, or going into my senior year rather, and wasn't getting like all the looks I wanted to, and obviously Coach Torby used to be back here. Gave me a chance to come down for a visit and just fell in love with the place, kind of like Derm said. Like, it's hard not to, seeing the campus and how amazing it is. I kind of walked away, after the visit, just being like, all right, Mom, I think this is the place I want to go. So I think it was, after getting the chance to take up an offer here, that was the place I wanted to be. So
Awesome.
yeah.
Well, okay, let's flash forward then. You guys get to campus, your first practice, tell me what your first practice was like before we get into another one.
Honestly, it's a little bit of a blur, but it was a lot of running, and half the team was probably puking, but it was good. It was a lot different than high school. Like you instantly knew that these people were better and that you had to play up to their standards. So it was honestly an awesome experience, and I wish I could go back and do it again.
Yeah, I feel like for me, it's not even so much the practice, but just like the locker room. I remember like getting in there and like seeing Grant Amen.
For the record, Grant
Grant in every single one.
Grant has been mentioned
We gotta get him on
every
here.
week.
We gotta get him on the pod.
Seeing him, and then him being nicknamed G-Bone 4 for taking off people's hands. I think that was like a rude awakening to my college lacrosse experience.
Yeah.
So,
It is funny. Grant has been, and we talk about, everyone's kind of their welcome to High Point, welcome to college experience. It's either Grant with the pressure cooker or just Grant in the locker room. So just Grant's overall vibe is just vastly different than a normal person's. But your freshman year, who was kind of that upperclassman or even like a sophomore that you guys kind of attached to quickly or kind of looked up to?
Coming into college, I played offense my whole life, and I was an attackman junior year of high school. And 3 weeks into my college career, I got switched to D-mid. I think it was like not a dirt dive. We did dirt dives later, but it was like a scrimmage, and I ran over Albie, and they're like, "Oh, that guy's gonna be a D-mid." And so
For the record, which one? Andrew or Alex?
Alex.
Shout out Alex.
And basically from there, I didn't know what I was doing on defense. Like, I'd never played defense in my life. So I really had to look up to the older guys. And two of them that come to mind are Tyler Baird and Henry Mudlaff. Those two just stuck out to me because of their work ethic, and they were always doing the right thing. And I wanted to somehow get to that level when I had no idea what I was doing. So I really took them too and kind of latched onto them.
Nice. What are you, Robby?
I would say actually Alex Albertson my freshman year.
Oh, nice.
Definitely took him under his wing a little bit.
So you
I ran
rubbed dirt on him.
Yeah. I remember he would take some younger guys out to Prime and Allo and stuff like that. So I remember going with him and Jack Simon and just showing me the ropes a little bit. And then I would say sophomore year, I got pretty close with Jacob Joy. And just learning from him, and him obviously having a bit of like a rough up and down career until his senior year, and then just like watching him, it all pay off for him, really inspired me a lot. So just getting to learn from him was awesome. So
Now that you guys are seniors, obviously you go through your freshman year, you latch on to some people, you learn some things. Now that you guys are seniors, how are you guys imparting maybe the things that you've learned on some of the younger guys? Obviously Derm as a captain and Robby as a senior, close defenseman, guy who's starting with a bunch of guys around you that are a little bit younger. How are you guys using your influence to help those other guys get to where you guys ultimately got to?
I would probably say those two guys that I mentioned, they weren't the loudest people. They weren't the people getting everyone up. They would just work in silence, and you knew every day that they were gonna give you all their all. And so I kind of wanted to be the same person, and just they know what they're gonna get from me, and every day is gonna be the same. And kind of just also offering, like, let's go get extra work, let's go get dinner, just having somebody in your corner that's an older guy is really, like, refreshing as a, like, younger guy, like, when I had it, so.
Sure.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I would say the same thing. Like, just taking advantage of the time you have with these younger guys and the impact you can make on them.
Sure.
By just going to do extra work, going to take them out to dinner, and it honestly leaves more of an impact than you realize on them.
Sure.
Because as we're talking about it right here, it obviously left a big enough impact on us to start naming these guys. So
No doubt.
yeah.
With it being your senior year, is there one moment that kind of is your favorite or that's pretty stands out? It can be off the field, it can be on the field.
Yeah, I think initially it's like the first game that comes to mind is the UNC game sophomore year. I think it was the first time we beat them in program history. So
I think so.
yeah, it was a huge win, and it was like a crazy comeback win. So it was super fun game, and it's definitely the first thing that comes to mind when I think of that. So
Yeah, I don't really have, like, a specific time, but, like,
Oh, nice.
just
That should help the podcast.
just being, like,
The answer to this question.
just being able to be, like, in the locker room, like, it's open 24/7, the coach's office is open all the time, like, you're always able to talk to somebody, and you're always able to have, like, a laugh with somebody, and I feel like just having that available to you is just pretty sweet.
Yeah. Well, you'll definitely miss it next year when you're in the real world. We'll talk about the real world for a second. What's your guys' kind of post-High Point plans, if you want to discuss it?
yeah, for me, I'm gonna move to Washington D.C.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, got a job doing field service engineering with a company called Eaton. So I'll be
Dream job.
Yeah, dream job. Dream job.
From a young age.
Yeah.
People want to be basketball players?
It is.
I already forgot what you're doing.
I'm still working on it, still networking, still
Yeah.
getting after
Do you have
it.
an idea what you want to get into? Maybe some alumni out there might
Yes.
be employed.
The dream would be, like, med device sales or pharmaceutical
Oh,
sales,
okay.
so still working
All
on it.
you alum watching, he wants to get into med
Yes.
device sales. Help a brother out. But it seems like a lot of people. I'm from DC, but it seems like there's a good amount of alumni kind of in that area now. I know Simon's there. Davis Whiting, didn't he say he's moving,
Yeah, he's moving
down there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Grant Almond, he's moving down there in the summer. So there's a
There
lot
you
of
go.
guys outreach over there.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, these guys are great lacrosse players, but believe it or not, they are actually multi-sport athletes. And we have a couple clips from their peak days, or some might call it the high school days. Luke Dermon playing quarterback. I don't know if we can pull that one up real quick. Bear with us.
MVP of the Turkey Bowl.
Yes.
Yeah.
He also
This
stunk
year,
it up.
2025.
He also stunk it up freshman year for our flag football game. It was raining, but he lost his spot quickly. I'm assuming you're number 16 right here.
Oh, yeah.
Talk us through. Let's watch us play and maybe talk us through about formation.
So De La Salle obviously be your team. I wasn't very much of a throwing quarterback, but
Clearly you're running.
yeah, clearly running in, and yeah, right into the pink student section. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Well, big high school football team.
Yeah, huge.
Huge.
Um,
Like movies about it.
Yeah, I think the movie's called When a Game Stands Tall.
You know what the movie is.
It is
You
called.
Who plays you?
I'm not in it.
Well, it looks like you. Oh, so we got more tape. Okay, let's see.
We got more
Let's see
tape.
the arm.
Yeah, we got the arm here. Come on.
You remember who that is right there?
Yeah, that's Bryant Meredith. He's at Montana State now.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I like how you thought I knew who that was.
Just-
Let's see what we got here.
Is
I
he
guess.
a tight end at Notre Dame?
Yeah, Cooper Flanagan.
Yeah.
So you could say you helped them get into that spot.
Oh, obviously.
Yes. If you're throwing capability.
Right
Oh.
up the gut, man. Come on.
This is what we're trying to get you to do in transition.
I'm confused.
Reeling
Is this
you
the
into the
touchdown?
offense
Or is
here.
this the end zone right here?
No,
Oh,
the
blue.
lettering was in the back.
Oh, that's
Smurf drip. Here's the Notre Dame right here. He makes me look
It's a
like
good ball.
Martin Free.
I'll tell you what, it's a good ball.
Martin Free.
Someone's got to put it there.
See, that looks like a regular end zone. I don't know what you guys are doing. In the all whites.
Poised.
See, in the bucket. That's in the bucket. That's a catch.
Let's see do it.
Well, I'll tell you what. There have been rumors over the last year or so that you could do this, but in the Turkey Bowl, I feel like last year, were you hurt, or did you play in the Turkey Bowl
I was
last year?
a mess in the.
And you were bad.
Yeah, I was
but then
bad.
this year,
I
the
think
rumors had circulated.
lights shine
and I was
too
like,
bright.
I don't know if that's really true. Then this year, you were
I
on
was
fire.
locked. I was
Yeah,
locked.
you were locked and loaded.
Am I the only one confused that the logo's behind the end zone? I'm sorry, but that's just
I
an idiotic
think you're just getting caught up with it a little bit.
Maybe my ADD's taking the best of me right now, but that is the
Getting
dumbest
caught
thing
up
I've
for
ever
sure.
seen. All right, well, that's Dermon playing football. We got LeBron,
Is it
Robert
singular
Leg.
highlight for Rob? I think it's just a
He only has
single.
one
Right.
good play.
my
Hence
one.
why he's playing lacrosse right now.
32-point game.
Yeah, senior night.
He had half the points. Look at 39. Oh!
Hey,
You
you
almost
throw it
missed it. He almost guided.
That was like my first dunk.
Oh,
ever.
really?
Yeah, in a game.
Look at the hair you got there.
I know. It was long.
All right, we're gonna play it again. Play it
It
back.
seems like a fundamental school.
It is really fun. I think I was probably the first person to dunk in that gym in like 5 years.
Sneaky athletes. Oh!
That's not him.
Uh,
He's open.
Would you
We're on a
say?
brain- we're on a
I was gonna
brain
say you
squeeze
shrunk
now.
about 3 feet. Was that you right there, stealing?
No, that's just my only highlight.
Just
I gave,
one
I guess.
highlight.
Oh.
One hub. at
Would you
32
say
points.
were you dominant in your high school district?
Yeah, I was
Like your school and you?
I would say I was pretty dominant. Yeah, I was just like I was bigger than everyone, so I
It was the best.
had a nice post game.
Do you ever play someone that went to college and played?
Well, we would play the same areas where LeBron went to high school.
Hi.
Yeah, and I mean we would get like 60 piece, but
Just fun being
yeah.
there.
Played Malachi Branham, I think, who's like a 6 man on the Spurs right now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So yeah, it was pretty cool. I blocked him. It's not on tape, but I blocked him.
Yeah. It's like the
Blocks right here.
It's like the.
Oh, blocks right here.
As you can see, like,
Where is he?
yeah. Point you out.
Just standing in the post.
Oh!
Hey.
Okay.
For those who can't see at home, that was LeBron. That was
It's the
Bronny.
move that made LeBron cry.
Yeah, that was Kyrie Irving who you just blocked there. Oh, we got lacrosse highlights too. Oh, well,
Your huddle's a
Maybe
little all
this way.
over the place.
Yeah.
You need to get that a little bit more organized here.
That's why it took you till junior year to get recruited.
Exactly. Yeah, that's probably why.
Well, let's talk about this. So obviously, both played multi-sports. What do you feel like? You learned from those sports growing up, playing football, playing basketball. That helped you ultimately play lacrosse at a high level.
I would say for basketball, a lot of like the principles are pretty much the same.
Sure.
Just like help defense, and then even like running zone. Like I think right there we were in like 2-3 zone. But basketball was like my main sport growing up because I got it from my dad and my grandpa who were both basketball players. So I think just a lot of the same defensive principles
Sure.
are pretty much the same, and even we've been doing like practices and stuff with basketball this year
Yeah.
that have helped us with the same principles. So
Vanna selected you in the all high point
I saw
high
that.
point team.
Yeah.
Oh, he
yeah.
knows.
Yeah.
He knows.
I made sure he said
And sorry for the alumni who thought they deserved to be on it. Alex Chen, there were just only 5 spots available, but you would be a good 6-man.
I would say playing football, it's known as like the ultimate team sport. And I would say the biggest takeaway from that, or there's 2 that I have. There's one, it's trying to bring like a group of people in the right direction.
Sure.
And that can be transferred into anything you do in like a leadership kind of way.
Definitely.
And then also playing quarterback, you have to have a certain level of IQ. So just like watching film and knowing your opponent and all that stuff. So
Yeah. Well, I definitely think in your circumstance, playing at a high level, right, of football and playing quarterback, it's not an easy job, right? And you win games, you lose games. When you win, you're the best thing since sliced bread, and when you lose, you're the worst thing. So, having to deal with that, when you're younger, I think a lot of times recruiting now, there's a lot of kids who, just want to play lacrosse from the time that they're in 3rd grade all the way until they get recruited. And the reality of it is to your point, there's a lot that you learn, maybe not necessarily with your stick skills or with your ability to score the ball or dodge exactly the same way you would in lacrosse, but those intangible things that you learn about being poised under pressure, about leading a team in the right direction. You don't get that outside of high school football does that at a really high level. No matter where you're playing in the country, you get put into really competitive moments. And, something that I find and something that, we talk about in recruiting, but also here is you need to be prepared for those competitive moments. If the first time that you're in a 8-8 game, in the fourth quarter with 5 minutes left of your whole life is while you're here, you're probably not going to be operating and being able to make decisions under that kind of pressure, right? In that moment when it's the first time that it happens. It's why we talk about in practice, making sure that practices are treated like games and everything that we do is super competitive, is because you kind of have to train that competitive muscle. I'm sure that that's what you guys got playing those other sports, especially at a high level, for sure. So, definitely.
All right, we're going to have a wrapping up time here soon, but a couple quick hitters. We have long road trips. What's your favorite go-to bus movie?
Very underrated one. Real Steel.
Oh, with Hugh Jackman and the other kid.
Oh, you have to watch it.
Directed by Sean Levy.
You have to get you have to get the fresh.
I have a Real Steel poster in my office.
No, you don't.
No, my bad.
What was his name? Zeus or whatever? And then Adam. Yeah. I know way too much about Real Steel. All right, Robby, what about you?
I just like a classic comedy, like 21 Jump Street.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like that's been on a couple bus trips so far.
Yeah, I know.
Do you guys still do the bus on
the screen?
On the screen.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I remember one time we had I think it was your class. You told you guys to go get Dumb and Dumber from the library, and then you guys brought either Dumb and Dumber 2 or the prequel that was just the worst possible choice. And I think we lost that bus trip, so I think I played to that as why. Favorite professional sports team?
San Francisco 49ers.
No, that's too bad.
Come on.
Sadly, the Browns.
Oh, that's even worse.
Yeah. You don't project that with confidence.
No, it's a tough life. It's a tough life.
Yeah. Thoughts on Shadur?
He could be the truth. You never know. Yeah, I'll give him another chance this year.
Well, Shadur, if you're watching, you got one fan here.
Yeah.
Favorite restaurant on campus?
I have to go diner with Miss Kathy.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think you're the first person not to say Prime.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
No, Miss
It's
Kathy,
Prime.
unbelievable breakfast burrito. Unbelievable.
That's a good point.
Shout out.
Shout out Miss Kathy.
Kathy.
Yes.
Everyone's been saying the fine dining, so I'll go with Butterfly.
Okay.
Yeah. Not a huge,
I like
not a
Butterfly.
huge overwhelming.
I like Butterfly.
You gotta convince me on that one, but I'll have it time to time.
Breakfast,
Not
lunch, or
over
dinner.
a steak.
No. Yeah, no. Butterfly is one of those places. It's just there's always a line. Everyone. My biggest pet peeve is Butterfly is that it's more not the food, not the workers. They're all great. It's more the people in there. The people that take up a whole table just for themselves.
Fair.
I guess you can say that about any restaurant. Butterfly's catching a stray right now, but
I was
it
afraid
most-
of where you were going.
Nah, it's more of those type of people
Yeah,
in
fair.
there that you're with a big group. I have friends. Sorry, that was a bad joke. We just can't sit down because one person is just sitting at a table for 7.
Fair.
That's fair. Yeah, that's a good point.
It's a fair complaint.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be worse.
Off that note, thank you everyone for watching today's episode. Thank you guys for joining and being a part of it.
Yeah, thanks for
And
having us.
catch us next time.